courtside to the Doug Grunchfield Fieldhouse in Fitchburg. We told you we're with you all night long. I believe we're, on the back half of supper time now? We're getting to that point?
I'm on second supper right now. Talk to me in a minute.
I just ate a sandwich without chewing it. But
I did that in the car
I did set up
today.
A halftime guest.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
One of the new female anchors for ESPN Fitchburg Ocho is going to come over and join us. So we'll see how that works
Bill
out.
Thomas continues to build the broadcasting career of the youth of America. And here I was thinking I was doing it.
You should have seen the look on their face when I told them what I wanted them to do. I'm like, so we always have the boys over. Now, one of you girls got, like, huh? Pick one. Can two of us come? I'm like, you can all come over.
Come on over. Not much FaceTime here, but other than
we'll
that.
find a headset for you. It's just funny, though. It's all fun and games till it gets real.
We'll see how it goes. K-Zone Game of the Week brought to you by Woodcomb Insurance. You can call them at 978-840-8700 or find Woodcomb Insurance on the web at woodcomb.com. Starting to get ready for this boys action here, and we will transition our way to this second game of our doubleheader as they begin the introductions down on the floor. And Bill Thomas, you were not with us last week, so I'm going to give Kate the first word on this one. Kate, this is an opportunity to build this program and a chance for that continued growth, that program-defining win, a consistent win for the Blue Devils. Last week against Wachusett looked good. They'd like to continue that opportunity tonight.
And that's absolutely true. One of the nice things that I like to see is after that 5-point loss to Wachusett, where the Blue Devils got it within to one possession very, very late in that one, they bounced back last Friday against Shepherd Hill. They put up 84 points against Shepherd Hill, an 84-57 rout against Shepherd Hill away on the road, and that's a long, long bus ride. So nice to see that. Like you said, you want to see the Blue Devils. If you are the Blue Devils, you want to see them continue that trend in the win column, continue to put up some nice points and get a little bit of consistency. If you're Fitchburg, you're looking really to solidify a win here and kind of shift the momentum and shift your season in a more positive note. This one is going to be electric, I have a feeling.
Indeed it might. And Bill Thomas, you, of course, the man of the numbers. As you take a look at this one, you know this is a Red Raider program under their new head coach, Dan Ortiz, who's trying to build something here. He's 2-9 overall right now, 1-3 in Mid-Watch B. This is a chance for Fitchburg to really jump back on and try to make a statement win here tonight.
Yeah, they've struggled, much like the girls program, scoring. They're only coming in scoring 51.3. They're giving up 64-1. And to find that consistent scorer, that's where they've been having problems, too. They've got nobody averaging double figures, and their go-to kid right now is Cairo Jimenez. And he only started playing. His first game was December 29th. He didn't participate the first 4, 5, 6 games. But in his 6 games, he's consistently in double figures and a nice average, but they're going to need more than just him tonight.
Another national anthem here at the Grudgefield Fieldhouse. We'll step aside. Tip-off is next. It's the K-Zone Game of the Week on WPKZ. Oh yeah, we roll on here on the K-Zone. The teams are at their benches. The national anthem is over. The introductions are over. Game 2 of the doubleheader set to take center stage, our co-main event. It's the boys taking center stage now as they get set for action. It's Leominster and Fitchburg. It's the rivalry on the hardwood here on the K-Zone alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, Todd Robbins for WPKZ tonight, and join with our partners in tape delay simulcast over at Leominster TV. Happy to have you with us as the night has continued, the crowd has continued to build, and we have a solid crowd on hand all around us here. 360 degrees of crowd as we are courtside here at the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse for this grudge match.
Luckily on our side of the world over here, personal space is doing all right. And really, that's what matters to me.
Gavinsky Pierre-Louis for the tip against Edwin Rivera. Rivera wins the tip, and Fitchburg will control half court to our right. Here's the drive, loose basketball down low, nice feed to Rivera, lays it in and good. Fitchburg draws first blood, 15 seconds into the ball game, a 2-0 Fitchburg lead. For the Red Raiders, their starting 5 tonight, it's Brian Beltre, Devin DeLeon, Luis Alderando, Edwin Rivera, and Gabriel Rivera Garcia. For the Blue Devils, an entirely different starting 5, minus Pierre-Louis, who down low with the turnaround, gets fouled, and Pierre-Louis is going to the line.
Interesting choice here. Normally when we have this game, usually it's a 3 official officiated game. Right now we have some veteran officials out there, but only 2 out there, so they're going to have to be pretty proactive here off the offset in order to make sure that they maintain everyone's composure for them.
Pierre-Louis 0 of 1 at the line right now. So Leominster's starting 5, as we mentioned, quite a bit different than the one we saw just a week ago against Wachusett. Pierre-Louis in the lineup, Trey LeBlanc in the lineup for Leominster, but the other 3 all different. Eduardo Flores Ramirez, Michael Rodriguez, Javier Corahuetas all get the start tonight for the blue and white. Pierre-Louis hit the back end of his 2 opportunity, 2-1 Fitchburg's lead. Now a strip, back down floor, LeBlanc. LeBlanc feeds Flores Ramirez, and Leominster settles. Corahuetas inside to out. The shot will not go for Brian Rodriguez, but put back on the doorstep goes for Pierre-Louis.
Pierre-Louis very active here, and he's had a great string of games here, scoring consistently in double figures and very active on the defensive end.
They kick to the corner, shot for 3, high off glass. They say it touched out of bounds, and the ball will go back to Leominster. 3-pointer would not go off the hands of Cairo Jimenez. The coaches quickly to their bench here. They've gotten some players that started, quickly threw in some substitutes at the first whistle, and they're going to continue to rotate deep benches here. Expect each team to go 8 or 9 deep throughout the night.
Pierre-Louis in our last broadcast matchup against Wachusett.
Pocket was picked there. Here comes back down floor. Jimenez to the rack. Lays it in and good over Flores Ramirez. And it's 4-3. Fitchburg with the lead. 6.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter, Kate.
I was just saying Pierre-Louis very quiet in the first half of that game against Wachusett, already making some great contributions in this one.
Offensive foul called on Corahuetas. He lost the handle on the basketball and used the forearm to create space. He sent Beltre flying, and the ball goes back to Fitchburg.
Wholesale substitutions here.
Yeah, the bold experiment over. Flores Ramirez comes to the bench. Here comes Brian Rodriguez.
So they got that going for him.
Derek Thomas into the basketball game, as is Jeremiah Paulino. And Bill Thomas, you're going to like little scrappy Jeremiah Paulino. He made great inroads last week in that game against Wachusett, playing as the 6th man off the bench, led to about 21 points.
Nice. Yeah, I was looking at some stats, and I have actually pulled a sheet on him. Very impressive last couple of games.
He had himself a rebound, and now right back down floor. Trey LeBlanc sets up a Pierre-Louis 3. Rebound on the weak side, laid in by Corahuetas, and Leominster's on top, 5-4. 5:45 to play here in the first quarter.
Once again, that's not where Coach wants to see Pierre-Louis. He's got to be in the paint. He's not a 3-point shooter.
Here's the drive. Beltre, now the kick. Finds his way to Jimenez. Jimenez, it's the old pass and replace. Finds his way back to Beltre. Beltre the slash to the basket. Banks it in and good. 6-5 Fitchburg back on top. 5:25 to play here in the first quarter. Derek Thomas will bring the ball over half court. Thomas will drop it on the floor. Find LeBlanc. LeBlanc the drive. Left side kick. Pierre-Louis over the top and gets it to go.
Billy,
Nice
that's where you
pass.
want him, right?
That's where you want him, on the blocks, weak side, baseline. Look for those bounce passes, interior passes, and use his height.
Back and forth goes the lead. 7-6 now. The lead for Leominster. And right back down floor, Beltre pulls up for a 3. Won't go. Rebound, Alderando. Tried some inside passing. Kicked basketball. A fresh 30 for the Raiders. And they will keep half court to our right.
A lot of action here. Back and forth, back and forth.
You don't say.
Fairly
My
clean,
goodness.
though. Only 1 foul apiece, 4 minutes in the game.
Well, that should end that then, Billy.
Yeah, I know. I had to say something.
Here's the inbound. Alderando sets up a jumper for Devin DeLeon. Mid-range jumper, good. And Fitchburg back on top, 8-7.
Quite a few lead changes already in this one early.
4:40 to play here in the first quarter. There's a three, down floor. It won't go for Jeremiah Paulino, but the rebound for Cora Huertas among the trees. He'll kick it back out for LeBlanc. LeBlanc will work its way into the corner for Thomas. Now they play catch, sets up Thomas. The baseline drive from the right will not go. Rebound down for Fitchburg. They take it to the floor. Now here it comes in transition. Beltre, the drive, kick, scoop shot, high off glass, will go for Devin De Leon.
That's a highlight shot right there. I don't care what league you're playing in.
Wow.
That's a wow.
4 minutes to play, just 4 minutes gone by. Here in quarter number one, 10-7. Fitchburg with the first de facto multi-point lead at 10-7. Now Pierre-Louis on the low block. Step around Beltre, lays it in and good. 10-9, Leominster within one, and Coach Dan Ortiz up off the bench. Timeout Fitchburg.
I can tell you, Fitchburg really doesn't have an answer for Pierre-Louis, but he's got to stay under the basket in the paint. That's where he does his best work offensively and defensively, rebounding and just creating havoc. But he's got no business being out there near the three-point line. I think he's proved it the last two possessions down the court.
Great student sections on hand for both teams here as this night has developed. Lots of blue and white, lots of red and gray. Leominster wearing the road royal blue tops and bottoms, trimmed in white on the edges. Leominster on the front in the block letters.
You know, we didn't have much time pregame here, but talking about Fitchburg coming in at 2-9, but their record nowhere reflects how well they've played in some of their losses. A 2-point loss to Shepherd Hill, a 5-point loss to Amherst Pelham, but then most recently a 3-point loss in Neshoba last Tuesday. So they've been playing well. They just haven't got those key points that would turn around a 2-9 season into a 500 season. But they're about 8 points away from being 500, and they're playing like it tonight.
3:52 to play here in the first quarter. Fitchburg will inbound under their own defensive basket. Some changes on the floor. It brings Luis Alvarado to the point.
I think you're going to see fresh legs as often as possible all night.
Yeah, it'll be the story of the night. Here comes Ozzie Guy into the basketball game. Beltre with the drive. Won't go, and the rebound down in the hands of Jeremiah Paulino. Thomas goes cross court, finds a wide open Michael Rodriguez who buries a three and puts Leominster back on top. 12-10, 3:20 to play in the first quarter.
Did you have Perez on that?
I had
12?
Michael Rodriguez.
Nope.
You had Brian
I had
Perez in
Perez.
the corner? Okay. We'll
Sorry.
go with that. No, it's okay.
Poke strip on a turnover here. Blue Devils come back down court. Kavinsky in the paint.
3 people
Muscles
on
his
him.
way in.
Yeah, Pierre-Louis. The turnaround goes in the lane. 14-10, 3 minutes to play in the first quarter.
9 points already for Pierre-Louis in this one. He's bested his game against Wachusett.
You get him within six feet of the basket, and he's getting it up there somehow.
Beltre with a wide open three, and he'll hit. And Coach Kevin Grudgefield is frustrated.
Wants some defense there.
13. Leominster's lead is now just 1 as Fitchburg bombs their way back into the basketball game. Loose basketball finds its way to Thomas. Thomas around, finds his way to Perez. Perez with the handoff for Paulino, settles the action. 10 to shoot. Entry pass, Pierre-Louis, turnaround fade, won't go. Lost out of bounds, last touch Fitchburg, it's Leominster basketball.
The last 2 times Pierre-Louis has touched the ball, he's either been double teamed or triple teamed in his previous possession. Somebody else has to be open that's in blue. Maybe 2 other people have to be open. He's gonna have to start looking for help here.
Pierre-Louis helps transition that one to Perez.
Just
left corner,
like that.
Buries it.
And there was the help right there. Came from the weak side, and Pierre-Louis found the open man, weak wing, and I buries it. Good call, Kate.
17-13, Leominster's lead.
What a lot.
2:05, wide open, cutter
Give
down
and
the
go.
lane. Alvarado lays it in and good.
That was
lead
pretty.
is just 2.
Back and forth, first quarter still.
Indeed, here comes Paulino on the gas, into the front court kick. Through Pierre-Louis, into the corner, Thomas a three. He strokes it.
Yeah, I saw the
Lead is
Blue Devils
5.
bombing threes during practice. I was wondering if they were going to be able to carry it through. They look like a good shooting team. First time I've seen the boys this year.
1:39 to play here in the first quarter. De Leon, the drive into double coverage, and he traveled with it.
Good way. Thomas here tying him up, got him off his feet, came back down. Good call by the official.
Billy, in their last outing that we had a broadcast for against the Wachusett Mountaineers, the Blue Devils 25 of 51 from the field, so they're shooting 49% from the field and 7 of 21 from behind the three-point arc.
Paulino with the strong drive down the paint for Leominster, tried to find an open Pierre-Louis, missed the mark out of bounds, and the ball back to Fitchburg. 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 20-15 is the lead for Leominster at 5. De Leon looking for an inbound. He'll find his mark in Brian Beltray. And Beltray will bring the ball over the timeline. Around into the corner. Works its way back up top. Here's the drive. First touch on the night is Carlos Figueroa. Figueroa missed the shot and the rebound down. Going the other way with Perez. Perez finds Thomas. Jumper for three. Rims out, no roll. And the rebound down going the other way with Perez. This is Jaden Perez. Into the corner. Finds Alderando. Three. He hits. And the lead for Leominster dwindles to 2 inside of a minute to play in the first quarter. Right back down floor. Paulino gets a little body check by Alderando, and that will stop the action. Leominster will maintain possession on the floor. K-Zone Game of the Week brought to you by Bolton Orchards, where it's always apple season. Take the short drive to Bolton Orchards and check out their selection of locally grown apples guaranteed to satisfy your taste buds. They've got new varieties all the time and a huge selection of produce, plus fresh apple cider. Open 7 to 6 daily. Bolton Orchards at the junctions of Route 110 and 117. In Bolton.
Missed 3 opportunity for Leominster in transition. Fitchburg misses that shot from Beltray. Blue Devils have the ball back into the right-hand corner. Goes Thomas.
And Thomas now the drive. Scoop shot up, and it will go under 30 seconds to play in the quarter.
Nice finger roll in the lane right there by Thomas.
Shot clock is off. 17 seconds to play in the quarter. 22-18 the lead right now for Leominster. Fitchburg with possession, holding for a last shot. Half court to our right. Alderando, crossover, working on Paulino, turnaround shot, no basket! They waved it off. There is a foul against Leominster, but it's on the floor.
Nice crisp call from the official. Definitive. I like
That's
it.
what I like to say. First time I've seen this official, and I like official that's demonstrative and not, he's sure of his call. He wants everybody to know what it is. Nice job by the official having that call on the floor. 5
seconds flat to play here in the first quarter. The inbound for Alderando finds Perez, who strokes it, and that's the way the first quarter will end. We're within 1 through 1 quarter of play at the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse in Fitchburg. Leominster 22 and Fitchburg 21. Quite a fast-paced quarter there, up and down the court. Fitchburg nailing that three-pointer, rainmaker right there. I don't know how it didn't hit a girder, but nothing but net right there as the buzzer sounded. The soft touch, Bill Thomas, that we've seen up and down the floor. This is what high school basketball should look like. Track meet tonight, and I can see why there are a lot of substitutions. Coaches are well aware of that. Keep their players fresh and try to keep at least 3 of your starters on the floor at all time, but you got to rotate them or you're just going to get burned out. Alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins for WPKZ and Leominster TV, I'm Todd Robbins. DJ Derek Drown pushing the buttons and making the magic happen on the K-Zone side of things. Back at Master Control on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM and streaming live at WPKZstream.com. Bradley Bedard high above courtside for Leominster TV tonight, bringing you the pictures here from the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse for your enjoyment as well. Replays available on Comcast, Verizon, and Leominster TV as well. Second 8 minutes are up on the board, and we're ready to start second quarter. Ball lost out of bounds in transition. You never can control who gets near your broadcast
Steve
position.
Dubs.
Yes, indeed.
Harassing the patrons.
I might have instigated that one.
We do the best we can. Ball was lost out of bounds. Leominster keeps. On the inbound, Pierre-Louis got bodied up on there by Edwin Rivera, and the foul will be on the floor. Leominster will keep with a fresh 30.
I just wanted to make sure that my friend down here wasn't being bothered. I don't know, that guy looked a little sketchy.
I understand. Substitutes into the basketball game. Carlos Figueroa checks back in.
Anybody wearing a vest looks sketchy, is that it?
No, just like to get him in trouble.
Pierre-Louis looking for the inbound, spikes it off the foot.
That's a soccer
Carlos
play.
Figueroa, indeed it was. I had a chance to talk to Gavinsky Pierre-Louis when I got to the building tonight. We walked in together, and he looked at me, he was very excited. He's like, are you guys broadcasting the game on the radio and TV tonight? I'm like, absolutely. Would we do it any other way?
Anything.
And he was so excited to call some relatives and let them know to tune in on the K-Zone and Leominster TV as well. So
awesome.
Nice talking to him. Great kid. Absolutely great kid, and great to see his success out on the floor.
Glad to see you starting things early on the score sheet.
Indeed. Here's the drive. Nice drive there by Figueroa. He missed everything, however. Perez got the rebound, and he finds transition for Thomas. Thomas the drive, left side of the lane. Kick back Pierre-Louis. Pirouette, bounce pass, down low. Perez, put back is good.
That was a great interior pass by Pierre-Louis right there through the legs.
Perez already with 7 points on the night.
Rivera Garcia absorbed the little contact and missed the shot. Somewhat clean. Lemonster the rebound. Back in transition. Perez. Foul line Pierre-Louis. Dribble into the double team. Kick out for Trey LeBlanc. Trey LeBlanc, the driving kick. One pass too many, but knocked down loose. Found its way to Thomas. Thomas from the right elbow. Sets up a Perez three. Strong. Miss. Rebound down in the hands of Figueroa.
Chaotic possession by the Blue Devils there. Need to settle down a little bit.
And Figueroa will take it over the half court, kick it back for Beltray, and get it right back for a three on the left side. Missed the shot on the front rim, and it's Paulino with the rebound. And now on the gas, the man of the neon green shoes with his royal blue. The drive, up fake, offensive foul, and the ball back to the Red Raiders.
Tough foul right there, looking around for some help, but came barreling. Now he gets teed up.
And a technical foul called on the floor.
Got teed up, just got to walk away.
Is that 2 and 3?
Yeah, so that will be personal foul 2 and 3. So the technical foul will lead to free throws and possession for Fitchburg. And now a timeout and a substitution as Paulino will come to the bench. And it's another one of those, Kate, teachable moments.
Teachable moment. Follow him down, have a little chit-chat. They only have one foul up there. Oh, there it is. There's the third one.
Coach Kevin Grudgefield says, as Paulino tries to plead his case amidst 2 assistant coaches and with the head coach.
He's surrounded.
No, that didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, I think you did. First shot was missed there by Rivera Garcia. He'll hit the second of the 2 technical free throws, and Fitchburg gets the basketball. 6:29 to play in the second quarter. More importantly, the lead down to 2 at 24-22, Kate.
Sometimes those teachable moments can be a little painful.
Indeed.
Sometimes it's got to hurt.
That's right.
Back to basketball, finally.
That's right, and we're back to action with Fitchburg controlling half court right.
Lemonster's assistant coach going over and asking how many fouls that is for Paulino, and they said 3, and he's a little bit nervous about that. Nice steal.
And Pierre-Louis with the steal up top, coast-to-coast drive, tried the dunk, got a little help from the rim, and it fell.
I thought he was gonna, but he lost the handle going up.
Right back down floor, loose basketball, 3 bombs away for Jaden Perez. Oh my, and it's a 1-point game. Right back down floor, Brian Rodriguez with the lay-in, and it's a 3-point game at 28-25. Coast-to-coast action. Right back the other way, offensive foul. Pierre-Louis steps in the lane.
Wait, we got an injured Red Raider on the floor, but a tough hit there. Number 12 on the floor there. Rivera Garcia gets up slowly. I tell you, we came to a basketball game and a track meet broke out. Up and down the court. Time to settle things down a little bit now, though, boys.
5:48 to play in the second quarter. 28-25 is the lead right now for Lemonster.
Intensity level picking up here a little bit. Not that it wasn't high already.
To grow here at the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse as well. Here's Rodriguez. Rodriguez with the dribble. Entry pass over 3 Red Raiders. Pierre-Louis off balance, got the shot, took the contact. Pierre-Louis going to the line.
Using his inside moves nicely. He's over there on that weak side low block there. Nice high arcing pass, just couldn't convert.
Kate, I didn't have the exact tally, but it was up and down, up and down, up and down before it finally finished.
That's correct.
Big man, got to make those foul shots.
Pierre-Louis gets the shot to go. 29-25, Lemonster's lead is 4. 5.5 minutes to play here in the first half. And into the front court comes Fitchburg. Beltray with the basketball, and Coach Dan Ortiz grabs the whiteboard and asks for the timeout, stopping the clock with 5:24 to play here in the second quarter and a 29-25 deficit. Fitchburg's chasing 4.
A lot of action up and down, but I think this is about the point in the first half here now that Fitchburg doesn't want to let the game get away from them. Done a good job. You know, they clawed back. They were down 6 there as the first wound down, clawed back, made it close at the end of the first quarter. kind of feel like the momentum might be slipping here now, and that's the last thing they want to have happen going into half.
If you're getting the feeling this one could be special, stay tuned. This one's going to be a lot of fun down the stretch. 5:24 to play in the second quarter, 29-25. And Fitchburg coach Kevin Grudgefield said it all last week when we were talking about this basketball game. These 4 meetings between these 2 schools, 2 for the boys and 2 for the girls, could very well be the difference maker in their seasons for these teams, qualifying for the playoffs and others. Got 2 tonight, obviously. The second one going on right now. 2 more coming back in Leominster, at the gym at Leominster High School on Monday night, February the 18th.
Well,
President's Day doubleheader.
That should be a good one, too, as the season winds down for both teams. But Blue Devil girls clawed their way back to 500 tonight. They're halfway to their 10-win goal, and be nice to see the Blue Devils get over that halfway. They're at 5 right now. Let's put number 6 on the board for this night's over.
K-Zone Game of the Week brought to you by Rhino Linings of Leominster. Protect your new vehicle from the elements with Rhino Linings, the nation's #1 bed liner brand, and New England Undercoat. If you drive in New England, undercoat it. Rhino Linings and New England Undercoat, 665 Mechanic Street in Leominster, where nothing beats a real Rhino. Fitchburg possesses, half court to our right. Set up a 3 opportunity for Jaden Perez, and he finishes.
He has hit all 3 of his threes from that exact same spot.
And they're beautiful at that. And the lead is down to 1. Pierre-Louis, the jumper at the line, will not go. Tip drill, rebound, Beltray. 29-28, Fitchburg can retake the lead. Nice head fake, drive, and a soft touch at the rack. The lay-in is good for Devin De Leon, and Fitchburg's got their first lead at 30-29. It's their first lead from 2-1 early in the ball game. Here's Brian Rodriguez, a line drive, 3, touches the bottom of the basket.
Rattles around half a dozen times, but never popped out.
31 all, 4.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter at an electric Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse in Fitchburg. Here's the drive, Beltray, lost Rodriguez, made it to the rack, missed the shot, rebound down in the hands of Derek Thomas.
Blue Devils fighting for the rebound there, gotta have a little more awareness.
Here's Brian Perez, into the corner, sets up a trail of blank 3, it was short off his hand. Rebound was down into the hands of Gabe Rivera Garcia. Into the corner now. Here's the drive. Jimenez lost it off his own thigh out of bounds, and it's Leominster basketball.
Good baseline defense by Thomas there. Forced him to go a little deep. Got out of control. Bounced it off his thigh.
4 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. We're knotted at 31 at the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse in Game 2 of our co-featured double main event here at the gym in Fitchburg. Officials are conferring with the official books from both teams. There's a conversation ensuing. I don't know if it's possession arrow that's in question or if they're trying to adjust some fouls or some clock. Right now it says 3:54 to play in the second quarter, 23 seconds to shoot on the possession for Leominster. So I think the question might be, was it a reset and a loss of possession, or had Leominster grabbed the basketball and 7 seconds came off? In college basketball or the NBA, this would lead to the monitor, and they would sort it out. It's high school basketball in Massachusetts. No monitor, no time, you take what you got.
They just changed the Blue Devils score to 29. Kate, what do you got for a score over there?
And an argument ensues.
Not 29.
What do you got? Both sides.
Boy.
We might need some help here. Thought they had 31.
And there's a conversation going on. Coach Kevin Grudgefield is speaking with the official. Coach Dan Ortiz from Fitchburg. Both head coaches are there.
Got 32.
The assistant coaches are nearby as well as this conversation ensues.
This is going to take a while.
And this is the unfortunate part. Yeah, you're left with people's memories. They're not allowed to use video. Bradley Bedard's at the top of the building. You can tally it, but they're not allowed to use it.
And I will say, having gone through this in another sport, what ends up generally happening is that whomever the home team is with the official score, that's generally what you're going to end up with. 31.
Put 2 points back on now. I think that's the right score right there.
I got 32. 32-30 on my tally sheet.
So the bottom line comes down with what can you live with if you're walking away as both coaches. And so after the correction ensues and the officials adjudicate the official books, as the 2 books are sitting right next to each other, they're in stark disagreement. Leominster thought they had a 2-point lead. That lead, it says 1. 31-30 is what the scoreboard says after the meeting. If this is a 1-point loss either way, somebody's going to be very unhappy.
Yeah, I've got 32 right now. I'm going to double check that. 22. I still got 32.
Kate will keep tally on that as we continue this basketball game. Brian Perez, half court to our left. Jumper for 3, gets bodied off the play by Donovan De Leon, and that'll send Brian Perez to the line to shoot 3.
I think you're probably right, Kate. I'm going to go with 32. Get on there and argue with the scorekeeper.
Nope.
Brian Perez at the line, 3:34 to play here in the second quarter. Officially now a 31-30 Leominster lead, and Perez misses the front end of that free throw opportunity.
And mind you, Todd and I have been arguing on a couple of things here silently with hand motion, so I could be wrong because he and I have been having a heated argument on who's been scoring what.
Okay, heated
free
argument.
throws.
Really? What, demonstrative pointing?
Well, because we have to point so vigorously because we're not able to audibly discuss it.
I'm sure the listeners at home would be more than happy to listen to marriage counseling.
It's like
on the radio.
Flags. No, it was this guy.
Perez can't get that one to go. 0 for 2 on the trip.
0 for
and
3.
the rebound down for Alderando. 0 for 3 on the trip. Thank you. Loose basketball from the floor. Alderando works its way around to Perez. He can't get it to go. Brian Rodriguez the rebound. Down floor finds Derek Thomas. Thomas tried to give it up at the rack. They had a 3-on-1 advantage.
Oh my
no
God.
shots have gone up yet. Loose ball. Pierre-Louis in 4 white jerseys. Luis Alderando comes out with the basketball.
Every single Fitchburg Red Raider was on top of Pierre-Louis. There were 4 Blue Devils completely wide open.
3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. 31-30. The lead right now for for Leominster. Loose basketball lost out of bounds. Coach Kevin Grudgefield says it was last touch white. Referees say last touch blue. Fitchburg basketball.
I think Brian Rodriguez might have a case there. He disrupted that entire passing sequence and created a turnover, in my opinion.
10 seconds to shoot on the possession for Fitchburg. They control half court to the right. Foul line jumper for Jimenez won't go, and the rebound uncontested for Pierre-Louis. Brian Rodriguez tries to push the tempo. It got knocked away by Alderando, out of bounds just across the timeline, and the basketball stays with Leominster.
Still stuck at 31-30 here.
And Brian Perez inside Pierre-Louis, the little leaner to create the space.
Not for
and
long.
then lays it in. Leominster has cleared 31 or 32. It's 33-30, the lead 3, perhaps. The runner off the front rim and down in the hands of Brian Perez. Derek Thomas back down floor for Trey LeBlanc. And now Leominster sets half court to our left. Brian Rodriguez has it poked away, has to scramble back. Reed Corral sends a bullet into Pierre-Louis. Inside out passing finds Thomas for a 3 from the left side, won't go. Pierre-Louis on 1 foot, the rebound won't go. Now a putback opportunity for Brian Rodriguez. Brought it down, sent it back up top. Rodriguez gets it back up top, and he shuffled his pivot foot in front of the Fitchburg cheering section, and that brought them to their feet.
Back and forth action, but not a lot of points being scored.
And the good-natured, you can't do that from the Fitchburg cheering section. 1:59 to play in the second quarter, 33-30.
That and the overrated chant have been the 2 most used ones tonight thus far from the cheering section. Blue Devils cheering section right now been very reserved. They are in great numbers, but quite reserved thus far.
I was going to go with stoic, but yes, reserved I think is a good one as well. Here's Devin De Leon, over his head, drive. Pierre-Louis says this tin is closed, but De Leon another opportunity. Now the inside pass finds its way to Figueroa for Beltray, a 3 in the right corner. No, rebound for Pierre-Louis. Outlet up floor, finds its way to Thomas. Will not roll on the wide open bunny.
Finger roll, couldn't get the drop.
Back down floor. Shot missed for Jimenez. It was a 3 in the left corner. Brian Rodriguez goes touchdown pass long. Finds its way to Pierre-Louis. He got deflected and missed the shot. And now back the other way in transition from left to right. It's Beltray with 1:08 to play here in the first half. And Leominster's lead at 33-30. Figueroa finds De Leon. Lost the handle on it. To the floor. Tipped it away. Brian Rodriguez. 3-on-2 if they hustle. Rodriguez absorbed the contact and dish. Offensive foul is the call. And Brian Rodriguez pleads his case. The official says neutral corner. And Liam Conacher wearing 44 officially tonight. Had a good chuckle about that 31-44 conversation with Kate earlier. But yes, Liam Conacher wearing the 44
44.
Hey, a legend of 44, Syracuse University. Can't complain. Certainly cannot complain about that.
Didn't Pete Maravich wear 44?
That's a good question.
He didn't go to Syracuse, though.
He did not. A legend of 44 was Syracuse running backs in football.
Oh, okay.
Scoop shot won't go for Beltray, and now in transition, it's LeBlanc. LeBlanc right down floor, coast to coast, between the legs, and lays it off the glass and good.
Great drive by Trevor right there. Took charge right on top of the key and never slowed down.
35-30, 20 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Differential is about 1 second, shot clock to game clock. Might even be less, might be closer to half a second, and of course in high school basketball, there is no tenths of seconds on the shot clock as there is in college and the NBA. Here's the jumper for three, will not go for Jimenez. Opportunity here, 3 ticks to play. Trey LeBlanc gets a good shot from the front court. He hits at the buzzer! Trey LeBlanc buries a 3, going to halftime. And Coach Kevin Grudgefield is fired up over on the bench as he heads to the locker room with an 8-point lead through 1 half of play. It's Leominster 38 and Fitchburg 30 at halftime.
LeBlanc feeling it, coming off a 21-point explosion against Shepherd Hill. And just continuing tonight to fire him up. And what has been a very close game, back and forth, all of a sudden balloons to an 8-point lead for the Leominster Blue Devils at halftime.
K-Zone Game of the Week brought to you by Leominster Crossings, a benchmark senior living center. You can stay connected to the people and passions you love and enjoy, the peace of mind that comes with our on-site care and services. Learn how the benchmark difference and 20 years of experience can transform your life at LeominsterCrossings.com. 38-30, Leominster on top of Fitchburg in Game 2 of our Game of the Week doubleheader. A break, we're back with more. You're listening to the K-Zone Game of the Week on WPKZ. Halftime at the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse in Fitchburg here on the K-Zone. 38-30. Leominster on top of Fitchburg. Back to our courtside broadcast position. Alongside Kate Robbins, Bill Thomas. I am Todd Robbins for WPKZ and Leominster TV
I'm so excited.
Yes,
we finally outnumber you. The girls finally outnumber the boys on the broadcast.
It is our annual visit with our friends from over at ESPN 8 The Ocho.
So
also
excited.
known as the front row of the cheering section for Fitchburg High School. And this is the first time we have at least noticed that this has been dominated by girls.
All ladies.
There are 3 ladies, and one of them joining us right now. It's Megan Duong. They're all seniors, members of the class of 2019. She's also joined by Elena Perry and Jesmari Melendez. Megan, how do you end up with this opportunity to be the ESPN, the front row of this cheering section?
You know, when none of the other males in our class step up, it's time for the girls to step up. We seem to be really spirited, so it's pretty much like nature that we just step up to be the, quote, reporters.
Nicely done. You know what? When the boys don't step up, who needs to step up? That's right.
I was going to say
right.
That is a good lesson to learn early in life. Not so good for the boys as it turns out. So talk to me. What do you guys do? Are you guys involved with the class here at Fitchburg High? You just organizing the cheering section? What's your responsibility?
I mean, we have our Raiders to organize our cheering section, but what we really do is we keep the ongoing tradition. It's been for a few years now that we kind of just do like the, I guess, ESPN setup, like kind of stereotypical as if like we're reporters, but we actually don't really report anything.
But you are the sharpest dressed people in the building.
Thanks.
Bar none, by far, no contest.
I tried.
Absolutely
I
love
went
it.
in my mom's wardrobe.
I love it. I love it.
So plans for post-high school, does it include communications at all?
Not really.
Okay,
Not
that's
at
fine.
all.
It's all right. We don't take it personally. Have we started to think about any post-high school plans?
I have.
All right, where are we at?
I don't know where I'm going to be going yet, but I want to study physical therapy.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Best of luck to you, Megan Duong, Elena Perry, and Jesmari Melendez,
Thank you.
our co-workers at ESPN 8 The Ocho, also known as the Fitchburg High School.
The sign looks
cheering
awesome, by the way.
tradition. It looks
Thank you.
absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Members
Thank
of the
you.
class
Thanks,
of 2019.
girls.
Thanks for
you.
stopping by. Kate, while we got you here, it's time for our halftime stats.
All right, I'll take it
They
over.
are brought to you by our friends at ROI Office Furniture and Systems. How would you like to save up to 70% 20% on office furniture, workstations, seating, and more. ROI Furniture in Fitchburg is your complete business furniture source. Learn more at roiofficefurniture.com. All right, Kate, it's all you.
Absolutely. Take care of Megan so she doesn't have to stay here the whole time. All right, we're going to go team totals first. First, we're going to take a look at the Red Raiders side of things. 12 of 38 from the field. They're shooting 32%. 5 of 12 from behind the three-point arc. That's 42% from there. 10 rebounds, no steals, 5 turnovers. They're shooting 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. That's 50% as a team. Notable individual statistics for the Red Raiders. Right now, they've got scoring contributions from 7 gentlemen. Right now, Beltry with 5, Devin DeLeon with 6, Alderando with 5, Jimenez with 2, Rivera Garcia with 1, Rivera with 2, Perez with 9. Now if we take a look at the Blue Devils side of things, team totals first. 16 of 33 from the field are the Blue Devils. They're shooting 48% from the field. 4 of 13 from behind the three-point arc. They're shooting 31% there. So right now, Fitchburg beating them in that category as a team. 19 rebounds, 1 steal, 7 turnovers. They are 2 of 6 from the charity stripe. That's 33%. They have scoring contributions from 6 gentlemen. Right now, Thomas with 5 points, Brian Rodriguez with 5, Trey LeBlanc with 5, Perez with 7. Pierre-Louis explodes in the first half of this one with 14 points, and Corahuertas has 2 points. So right now, the Blue Devils absolutely explode in this first half. Right now, Pierre-Louis and Brian Perez have the Blue Devils seemingly on their back right now, but nice to see them distributing the ball all over the place. And right now it's all Blue Devils up 8 in the first half. We'll have to see what type of adjustments the Red Raiders make, particularly in transition on defense, to try to stop that 48% shooting from the field that the Blue Devils have.
And how important, Bill Thomas, was that three-pointer at the buzzer. Of course, we've got that 1 point in the slush right now, and we did confirm that some of the coaching staff and the scorebook from Leominster came by and asked if we had a strange scoring situation, as they did. And of course, they asked at the stoppage,
oh, no,
what did we have for a number? They had 32. We had 32.
Oh, no.
The official book had 31. So there was one slush point out there. Leominster maybe, by our tally, should have 39-30 right now at halftime. But the official book and the official score buried at this moment in time, it is Leominster 38 and Fitchburg 30.
I get nervous when I get involved in these things, guys.
Well, the bottom line becomes, who won the basketball game? Can you see where this could possibly go?
Yeah, it turns into the middle of the 7th inning, and you're wondering if you're up by a run or if it's a tie game. Been there.
And you know what the interesting part is? In your situation, there was no help.
No.
But in this game, although the officials can't go to the video, that doesn't mean that this game cannot be protested and sent to the MIAA, where conveniently the video of the broadcast tonight belongs to Bradley Bedard, who could be the only person in the building that can ultimately confirm
making it rain.
whether Leominster won or lost, or whether Fitchburg won or lost by 1 point. We'll see where we are 16 minutes.
Oh, good, because that's how I want to be involved in this one.
No pressure, but it's a heck of a lot of fun to be broadcasting courtside in this doubleheader.
Absolutely. I'm going to just
Why
change
did they
gears a
ask
little
us?
bit. I'm going to. I just want to give Gavinsky Pierre-Louis some props here. He had a nice first half, but he's coming off a 25-point game against Shepherd Hill. One of his highest outputs after coming off only an 8-point game the game before that. So I think he's got a little thorn in his bonnet there, a bee in his bonnet maybe, and he's playing with a little renewed passion tonight to prove that 8 was a little bump in the road, and the 25 is more what he's good for, and he's showing it tonight, taking over in that first half.
I love a good bee in your bonnet reference.
Bee in your bonnet.
You can never have a
thorn
bad
under your
bee in your bonnet
shoe.
reference.
2 of you are from the 1950s.
Second half is underway. Fitchburg with control. Half court to the left, wearing the home white tops, white bottoms, trimmed in brick red in all directions. Red Raiders on the chest in an arc, and the Red Raider on the F on each of their short legs. There's a foul on the entry pass there. It looks like that foul is going to be charged to 13, Edwin Rivera. Meanwhile, Leominster wearing the royal blue tops and bottoms, trimmed in white. They've got the running devil on the L down on the left side of their legs, and Leominster in the block letters straight across the chest.
Rivera's third, team first to the second half.
Battle for the basketball right in front of the Leominster bench, and Alderando with the athletic play. Got the spike, but the last touch, he was already out of bounds. And so Leominster will keep half court to our right.
I got to tell you, I know this doesn't have anything to do with basketball, but I'm looking at the Blue Devil uniforms. I think Larry Bird showed up and
I know.
And gave him a little fashion statement, because I've never seen a group of basketball players wearing their shorts this high off their
we
knees.
talked about this last week.
Kavinsky, Pierre-Louis hit the first one to make it 40-30 on the lay-in, and now a steal by Jeremiah Paulino back in the basketball game, playing with 3 fouls.
It's the new thing in college, Billy.
Is it?
It's
Yeah.
the in-look. The short
High and tight.
is back, and yes, very tight and narrow. They look like track uniforms.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's an outlet who has a check mark as their logo. Here's the steal for Devin DeLeon, and coast to coast they lay it in and good.
He's up to 8 points on the night. First Red Raider on the stat sheet for the third quarter.
And cuts the Leominster lead to 8 at 40-32. Or is it 6:40 to play in the third
We
quarter?
can't do this the whole time.
Only if we lose by a point, we'll talk about
Yeah.
it.
Call that creating drama in the business. Paulino at the arc. Stops on the arc. Kicks Derek Thomas. Left side 3. And no, they say 2 on the line. Nobody threw up the big touchdown look, so they just signaled the 2, 43-32. There's another one they could check the.
They put it up to
monitor.
43 now.
Leominster fans are over there trying to
They
help
put it
out.
up to 43.
So they called that.
So
a
they
3
called
at
that
the
a
table.
3. So now we're back to where the scorebook
So
is
the,
correct.
The 1 point slush
now gone.
may have been sorted out because that one was misappropriated. Ball out of bounds. They say last touched by Thomas, and it's Fitchburg basketball.
Good job getting involved in that little dribble up court, though.
Can you
Break some-
imagine if
break
now
the
it's
momentum.
put back, that the constellations have realigned? Because that is supposed to have that been a 42-32 game. Instead, it's 43. They counted it as a 3.
Carlos Beltran on the driving kick feeds De Leon. Left side of the lane drive. Feeds the kick there for Figueroa. Missed the shot. Rebound down for Leominster. And Paulino on the drive. Paulino to the foul line. Running push shot. He hits.
That was pretty right
I
there.
could not make that shot if my life
Pretty
depended on it.
shot. That's a
Up to-
Kyrie Irving shot
And
right
a
there.
timeout taken by Coach Dan Ortiz and the Red Raiders. 5.5 minutes to play in the third quarter, and it's 45-32 Leominster's lead. And the debate consists at the table about whether that was a 2 or a 3 or who should have what. That's the Leominster book we can see having the conversation.
With the
Meanwhile,
freshman coach.
The
Oh,
Fitchburg
my
book, I'm
gosh.
not sure where they are at in the conversation, but the scoreboard says 45-32.
If I'm Coach Kotsopoulos, I'm just going to go sit
go
back
walk
down.
away.
It's probably
Go
not.
sit back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't question it too much.
Yep. Should be.
But
should-
where did this
should be
13-point
interesting.
lead come from all of a sudden? It's like kind of like that girls' game. All of a sudden, a 4-point lead morphed to a 20-point lead. Kind of on. I'm not going to predict a 20-point lead, but this game has kind of got a feel of that opening second half of the girls' game. Blue Devils taking control quietly and building that score sheet just seemingly effortlessly right now.
Todd, were you sure that they called that a 2?
The official
I didn't get to
signal
look.
2, and nobody put the touchdown up. So you take that for what you will.
I was right in what you said.
Here's what I can say.
They mocked
Brandon,
a 3. Give them credit for a 3.
What would you like? Just tell me. It's getting more and more
As long
demonstrative.
as the math adds up at the end, I think we're
for
good.
those who are fans of the movie Clue, like I am,
Oh, my
you get into the thing: 1 + 2 + 1 + 1, or is it 1 + 2 + 1 + 1 + 1?
1 + 1 times 3 plus
Ooh.
2.
Nonetheless, back to action. Fitchburg with control. Late for the basketball. The shot was off. Thomas got himself a rebound. Looking up floor for Brian Perez. And Aldorando will swat it into the Leominster student section, which is growing in size and enthusiasm.
Oh, that's being generous.
Indeed. Brian Perez looking for the entry for Pierre-Louis. It got tipped away by Figueroa. Figueroa comes to Aldorando. Aldorando goes coast to coast, short on the scoop shot. Now feeds Trey LeBlanc. Tried a nifty move, got wiped out for it, but drew the foul off of Beltray. And now the Leominster cheering section responds with a vigorous, you can't do that.
I got to tell you, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm pleasantly happy that there are so many Blue Devil students here. You know, made the trek over. Outnumbering the Fitchburg students, in my opinion.
This is a tremendous crowd on both sides. Trey LeBlanc with the rim scraping 3.
He's failing that.
And it's 48-32, under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Here's the drive. Tip. Loose basketball. Perez finds its way. to Thomas. Thomas rolls one up to Paulino. Paulino in triple coverage swings back to Thomas. Thomas left side mid-range jumper, won't go. Battle for the rebound. Eldorado takes it away from Pierre-Louis. They discuss some things and give their opinion on the held basketball and alternate possession. Leominster gets it back.
Pierre-Louis having a quiet third quarter here. About time for him to bust out and take over the paint here for a couple of possessions.
Kicks are, of course, always a thing, and of course, kicks are is the word of the day for shoes or sneakers in the game. The neon colors, much like soccer, very in right now. Into the corner. Here's Derek Thomas hits a three from the right corner, and Coach Kevin Grudgefield says timeouts. 4:16 to play in the third quarter. The lead is 51-32, and Coach Kevin Grudgefield wants to set up the defense.
19 all of a sudden, and just the Blue Devils are just pouring it on right here. I think the Raiders got 1 point now in that, what was it, 32-30? Kate at the half?
38-30.
38-30. They got
yeah.
2 points. 2 points here so far, 4.5 minutes into the third quarter. And the Blue Devils are just making something happen on every possession. Well, we saw that as the first half wound down, Todd and Kate. Quietly, after that point dispute, the Blue Devils kind of went into another gear at that point. And they've been, I think they've got about a 20-2 run here or somewhere in that neighborhood, 18-2 run since that moment.
K-Zone Game of the Week brought to you by Leominster Monument in Lunenburg, locally owned with on-site quality craftsmanship for over 40 years. Memories are forever at Leominster Monument Company. Online at leominstermonument.com. 4:10 to play here in the third quarter. Beltray, a little stutter and drive. Ball got tipped down, lost it out of bounds.
Quick hands by Thomas there at the top of the key.
Coach Kevin Grudgefield was screaming, and he pulled up lane over here on the bench.
Pulled a hammy.
He'll return to his squatting position over here on the near side.
My word.
And the rebound down on the action in the hands of Derek Thomas.
You got a cramp.
Indeed he did.
Coaches are coming up lame.
Yeah, that was funny.
If you
Last
don't
week
think,
it was Palazzi.
One, it's warm here at the Doug
Oh boy.
Grudgefield Fieldhouse.
Cramping up.
Two, not staying hydrated enough. Meanwhile, Pierre-Louis short on the lay-in, and the rebound down four with Rivera. Rivera for Beltray. Beltray goes back top of the key, finds Jimenez. Jimenez, the drive down the lane, pushed it up on the rim, got a little roll, and it will go. And we've got an official's warning for touching the basketball after it was made and slapping it away. So no foul or penalty there.
Nope.
On a
Delay a game.
subsequent, it will be a enforced technical.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Matty Hool with some water for Coach Grudgefield? Matty.
He's over here on the bench. He's letting him suffer.
51-34, Leominster's lead. 3:20
Water.
to play here in the third quarter. Paulino, the inside pass for Perez. Kick out Thomas, three. The bench thought he had it. It wouldn't go. Devin De Leon, the rebound and on the gas. Comes down four, finds Ozzie Guy. Guy shot off the mark, rolled the top of the basket, lost out of bounds, and the ball to Leominster.
Da 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 da. Water.
3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Just 5 gone by in this second half.
Good ball movement.
Yes, indeed. Down low. Thomas works on two Raiders. Got body position, shot up, missed the shot, but drew a foul, and Derek Thomas is going to go to the line to shoot two.
Thomas doing a good job working the baseline right there. Got a nice entry pass. A couple of dribbles, backed his way in.
Rivera Garcia picks up his second team third of the second half for the Red Raiders.
Interestingly enough, the Red Raiders have not fouled here. 5 minutes into the third quarter, still a 0 on the fouls.
Blue Devils.
I mean, yes, I said the Red Raiders. You're right. I had to replay my conversation.
It's all
the
right,
Blue
Bill
Devils.
Thomas, she corrects me
The
all
Blue
the time,
Devils
too.
have not. See, I don't have a corrector.
Well, today you do.
Well, you did, but you can't afford to have your half again.
Yeah.
That one will go.
Billy, you get me
as
for
does
free.
Another one.
Couple of foul shots right there.
Indeed, Thomas 2 of 2, 53-34. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. In the corner, that shot was short off of Rivera Garcia, who's basketball for Guy. Guy goes back up top, and now here's the drive. It's Perez. Perez was working on LeBlanc. Perez, little hook pass into the corner, finds Guy. Now back up top, finds Rivera Garcia. Rivera Garcia, the drive, kick, nice inside pass, finds Rivera for the finish.
That's the way to draw.
So
draw
should
the
I
defense.
should I not help?
Oh, no, you're doing great. It's
Oh,
all
I
part
want
of the
the
team
help.
here.
Trust me.
Okay.
I need all the help I can get.
All right. There you go.
Depending on the night, I think I fit that
Any
bill as
night.
well. 2:10 to play here in the third quarter, 53-36.
The lead is burgeoning.
Is Leominster's lead. And now there's a foul away
Off
from
ball.
the basketball. Yeah, Thomas was tied up with Gabriel Rivera Garcia. And they'll call the foul on Rivera Garcia for the push.
That's going to be his third, team fourth of the second half. Picked up 2 quick ones here in the second half.
And now the inbound. Pierre-Louis fed Thomas. Thomas between 2. Pierre-Louis thought about a drive, kicked it back for Brian Perez. Now they try to go post. Front defense there. Rivera tipped it away, but the loose ball makes it to Pierre-Louis, and he throws it down and brings the Leominster student section alive.
You got a 3/4 dunk there, but still pretty.
Just a little shy of getting over the top of the rim, but it was a pretty finish.
Oh.
Loose basketball eventually picked by Leominster. Perez up floor for Thomas. Head fake, lay in, good. 57-36. Minute and a half to play here in the third quarter.
Lead expanded to 21 all of a sudden.
Thomas up to 14 points. He's had 9 points in the third quarter.
It's a big third quarter for the Blue Devils, too, at 19 so far.
Head fake, and then the drive. Tossed back for Jaden Perez. Perez steadies the action. 13 to shoot for Fitchburg, half court left. On the right-hand dribble. Now kicks it back for Ozzie Guy. Guy drives, splits 2 defenders, got it up on the glass. Shot missed. Paulino the rebound. And maybe it was a little flagrant with the arm. Now Paulino on Guy. The driving kick for Brian Perez. To the right elbow. Kick over. Paulino, head fake. Sets up, 3 left side. Bench thought he had it off the hand. It didn't go. Ping pong basketball on the rebound. Up for Rivera Garcia. Nice outlet find for Perez. And Jaden Perez will finish at the rack.
Perez doing a little basket hang in there. Never came up court.
57-38, 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Differential is about 7 seconds. Shot clock to game clock. Here's the turnaround for Gavinsky Pierre-Louis. In the paint, the finish.
Finally getting involved, waking up here as the third quarter winds down.
He's up to 20 points. Waking up, Billy.
Well, he's had a quiet third quarter, that's all.
6 points.
I wanted more out of him.
Kick, tip out of bounds. 14 and a half seconds to play in the third.
You're being one of those dads tonight.
I'm being greedy tonight. I wanted more out of him.
I gotta call down to Maddie. Get Coach some water.
Happy to have you along with us wherever you're joining us on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, or streaming live at WPKZstream.com. Our partners with Leominster TV are with us. They'll have replays on Comcast, Verizon, on demand, at Leominster TV on YouTube, and at Leominster TV on the internet as well.
Quick mention, Scholastic Sports Zone this weekend. Luann and John Alcessa will be on. They're going to be giving the Sports Zone a AED to be donating it to be given to a deserving high school sometime in May. So
that is a tremendous.
Catch that on Sunday.
Tremendous program. I know they had originally started that, and the third quarter will end with a little ping pong basketball. LeBlanc tried to strike again at the buzzer. Couldn't get that one to go. The shot was off the mark. 3/4 of this one is in the books here from the Doug Rudgefield Fieldhouse in Fitchburg. The score, Leominster 59 and Fitchburg 38. Billy, I want to flash back to what you were just talking about.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize the quarter was almost over. I dropped
fine.
it in a bad spot there. But
tremendous program. I remember when they were giving away 1 a year, and we thought that was incredibly generous. Now able to raise enough money, 2 a year that they were able to donate.
I mean, you talk about a family went through about a severe tragedy, losing 2 sons for a similar type sudden heart stoppage, sudden death. It's basically unexplained, but an AED is the type of item that saves that type of event, saves you in that type of event. I'm sure there's one right here in the gym somewhere. I would hope.
And if there is not,
if there isn't, they should
apply.
be requesting one, because it's just a great way for a school to get $1,000 plus item for free. All you got to do is ask for it and be picked, and all courtesy of John and Luann Alcessa.
And you can contact
and the Scholastic Sports Zone.
The Scholastic Sports Zone and Howie Kahn for more information.
Sunday
on
at
that.
11 a.m.
Information at WPKZ.net. 59-38, Leominster's lead as we start the fourth and final quarter. Fourth quarter action brought to you by Leominster Monument in Lunenburg, locally owned with on-site quality craftsmanship for over 40 years. Memories are forever at Leominster Monument Company, online at leominstermonument.com.
Savinsky with a partial block there.
And now another opportunity. Scoop shot won't go there for Alderondo. Run back down floor. Paulino, corner, sets up a Trey LeBlanc three from the left corner. Will not go. Rebound, Devin DeLeon, and on the attack they come. 3-on-3 down the floor. DeLeon the drive, drew the foul from Perez, and finished the shot. Devin DeLeon a chance for three at the foul line.
Nice aggressive move down the lane. A couple of tricky dribbles.
Leominster's first team foul in the second half. Sorry.
Tie a quarter without a foul. I don't know if we've seen that before, but as aggressive as these two teams have been playing.
Gee, thanks.
Quite the accomplishment.
And got that one to go. 59-41. Three the old-fashioned way for Devin DeLeon. Brian Perez comes near side. Trey LeBlanc. The drive drew the SWAT contact there from Victor Gomez Lopez, recently into the basketball game for his first action tonight.
Devin DeLeon picks up his first team fifth of the second half for the Red Raiders. No one really in too much trouble. Rivera Garcia with three, Rivera with three for the Red Raiders, Perez and Paulino with three apiece for the Blue Devils.
Pierre-Louis split the defense, missed two opportunities with his own rebound thrown in, and lost it out of bounds, and the ball back to Fitchburg. Kate, to your point, you know, for all the emotion and all the excitement and as physical a basketball game and as fast a basketball game it has been an incredibly clean basketball game between these two arch rivals.
Had proactive officiating from the start, and I think that the two officials have done a tremendous job in this one, maintaining everybody's composure for them.
Pierre-Louis whistled for the block on that foul, and that will send Jomar Davila to the line to shoot two.
His first team first for the Blue Devils, 59-41, remaining the differential.
Take correction.
That will go.
Team second.
Team second. Nice job, Billy.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I'll take it.
I might never get another chance.
I'll take it.
One in the score column, nothing wrong with that.
Kate won, Billy won.
Davila, lots of help from the Iron, quite kind. And Coach Dan Ortiz takes a timeout with just 1 second under the 7-minute mark to play here in the fourth quarter. 6:59 to play, quarter four. 59-43 is Leominster's lead, and slowly, methodically, Fitchburg comes back into this basketball game. K-Zone Game of the Week brought to you by Northeast Insurance, supporting ClearPath, New England's community center at Devens. It supports families and provides connections to the latest in wellness options. We owe it to them to do our part in supporting them. Donate now at clearpathne.org, sponsored by Northeast Insurance Agency. Bill Thomas, again, Fitchburg slowly, steadily back into this basketball game. But what they're going to need is some quick turnovers, maybe some full court pressure, something to get multiple quick possessions with points.
Yeah, I mean, they got to put some pressure on, pressure the inbounds and try to cut off the drives. But that just leaves you open underneath, and I think Pierre-Louis would like nothing to see them pressure full court, and he could run the court, have the paint all to his own, see if they can't turn it into some fast break opportunities on the Blue Devil side. Looks like coming out with full court, or token full court here by the Red Raiders.
And DeLeon, he got a little last-minute help in there by Davila.
A little 1-2 trap here.
I decided I want ups
That
like
ball
Devin
was
DeLeon.
tipped. DeLeon tipped it with his foot. There was no kicking action. Loose basketball. Now Derek Thomas reached back into the play. Coach Kevin Crutchfield is on fire. And he's not happy about it. The official gives him a warning, but they are correct. That ball was not a shin. That ball was not a knee. That was right off the toe. And hard to claim it wasn't a kicking action. He was reaching out his foot to make contact with the ball.
Yeah, and I think the Blue Devil there was looking for a call, never got it, and stopped playing.
And now whistles away from the play. They need a reset on the 30.
See where we're at here. Oh, nice heads up.
Yeah, there
right
was
there.
a nice heads
Man,
up
quick
play.
hands.
That was Paulino.
Who was that? Paulino.
Who got his fingers on it. Loose basketball. Finds its way to Gomez Lopez. Shot off the mark, and Pierre-Louis got himself a rebound. Down floor, Thomas in the double team. Bullets it into Pierre-Louis, also in a double team. He got fouled. got no love from the rim, but he'll get 2-shot opportunity here. Will go Gavinsky Pierre-Louis.
I tell you, if he could just clean that up a little bit, those 3 to 5 footers there, he's going to turn himself into a real force. He's got to take that extra half second to set himself.
Rivera picks up his 4th, team 6th.
Pierre-Louis in his senior year, and of course he's been making contributions to this varsity program since his freshman year in fits and spurts, and we've watched him grow and develop, and this is a kid, you know what, he's not going Division I, but who is?
No, I mean,
he's going to get an opportunity to play at the next level, a nice D2 or D3 school, and he's still got time to grow into his frame.
I mean, he's just starting to fill out, you know, and he's at that
Remember
high
how
school
lean he
frame
used to
now,
be?
but yeah,
Yes.
he
Used
could
to
put
be
on another 30
lean.
and really use his inside moves then.
And strong basketball player. There's a rebound opportunity he never had to leave the floor for, fell right into his lap. 6:10
like
to play
those.
here in the 4th quarter, indeed. 61-43, Leominster's lead. Here's Thomas with the drive-in kick. Sets up a 3 for Brian Rodriguez, and it leads to Coach Kevin Grudgefield taking a timeout.
Back to 21 all of a sudden. 5 quick points after that last timeout.
64-43, 5:59 to play in the 4th quarter.
Blue Devils doing a good job here maintaining that 17 to 20 point lead that they built up here, and you know, Red Raiders cut it down a little bit. A quick 5 unanswered points by the Blue Devils.
Want to thank all of our great sponsors here on the K-Zone Game of the Week. Harvard Outdoor Power Equipment Harvard and Fairbanks Auto Repair and Power Equipment in Fitchburg. North End Subaru Mazda. Colonial Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram of Hudson. Chapdelaine Buick GMC. Hometown Bank in Leominster and 7 other area locations. And our friends at Acme Carpet One in Lunenburg. Thank you all for your fantastic support of the K-Zone Game of the Week.
I'm still worried about Coach Grudgefield cramping up. Is that bad?
No, it's
Oh,
certainly
he's
a
having
concern.
water. Yes, there it is, finally.
It's too late to start drinking now, Coach.
My
You should have
word.
did that earlier.
Yeah,
We'll have
yeah,
to
you
talk to
gotta-
him. What is it? Your
gotta
Krebs
prepare
cycle?
Your Krebs
We
cycle.
got to talk about Krebs cycles.
We've learned about the Krebs cycle. That was important. We learned from that one from the Leominster moms of the football program, teaching us about the Krebs cycle out there.
We're going to have a lengthy talk with Coach tonight.
I think my Krebs cycle might be off right now. Under 6 minutes
It's
to
not
play
the only thing that's off
here
with
in
you.
the 4th quarter.
It's just the tip of the iceberg.
Got 6 minutes to go. Muscle through it.
43, indeed. Bill Thomas, I believe that just said, suck it up. And there's a foul away from the play. It was on the entry action. Zach Scott had the dribble, and he got grabbed as he was dribbling down the lane.
He's new.
Yeah, foul got billed to Derek Thomas, his 2nd.
Team 4th. Zach Scott in the game. What do you need now?
I'm missing a set of sheets. Do you happen to have any over there?
Did I steal them?
No, I don't think so.
I'm blaming you anyway.
Anyway, back down
was
on
that?
the floor. Thomas will get that one to go.
No.
There's Rodriguez. The drive.
Oh, get that out
Double
of there, the
team
foul.
swat. Yes.
That wasn't Thomas.
Perez, I think. There
That
with
was
the
I think it
foul.
that
was-
was Brian Rodriguez on the drive.
No, over there.
Who they built for they build Jaden Perez for the foul, but it looked like he had a clean block there for the Red Raiders.
The double teaming action also tends to kind of play against you in that circumstance.
Nice to see the Blue Devils making their foul shots. Okay, we got a foul start shot. A foul stat.
None of that
foul
sounded good.
shot stat.
I do. Give me just a moment.
Rebounding action. Derek Thomas got dragged to the floor there by Jaden Perez.
Who was taking those foul shots? That's still
That was
okay.
Brian Rodriguez.
One
Yes.
and one
Thomas.
opportunity coming here.
This is Thomas. Yeah,
Aha! I have found the missing sheets.
it's just more reads.
That is the job. Thomas from the line gets that one to go.
1 and 1 gets the bonus.
Tomorrow here on the
First one.
K-Zone, you got your local lunchbox. Howie Kahn and Sean Patrick of Sean Patrick's Restaurant and Catering will be joined by Rhino Linings of Leominster and other guests sharing tips and treats. That's the K-Zone Lunchbox. Weekdays at noon on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM WPKZ.
That shot missed by Perez from deep in 3-point territory.
Back down floor, Pierre-Louis lays it in. Brian Rodriguez with the finish. Pierre-Louis was there for the assist on the rebounding action, and a block was called on that one. Leominster thought they had a pick, but there was a body in the way. Thomas called for the block. 69-46, Leominster's lead, 5 flat to play here in the fourth quarter.
Thomas picks up his 3rd, team 5th for the Blue Devils.
Coming up tomorrow night, Boston Celtics basketball here on the K-Zone. Timeout taken on the floor by Coach Kevin Grunchfield. So it's Boston Celtics basketball and the Celtics radio network here on the K-Zone as the Celtics play host to the Cleveland Cavaliers. All the action begins with pregame at 7, tip-off at 7:30. Your home for the most live games. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, the K-Zone, WPKZ. And of course, this is the second game of our doubleheader here on the K-Zone and Leominster TV tonight. Our next game of the week broadcast here on the K-Zone is this Thursday. Girls basketball action. St. Bernard's Bernardians plays host to Notre Dame Academy of Worcester. Tip-off is at 6:30, a pregame a 6:15 here on the K-Zone, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM.
Nice to see the Blue Devils shooting the ball well tonight. You know, coming off an 84-57 win last Friday against Shepherd Hill, continuing to put points on the board on their way to 80 plus tonight, it looks like also.
I want to thank our great staffs at both the K-Zone and Leominster TV as well. DJ Derek Drown back at Master Control, pushing the buttons and making the magic happen tonight to bring you our Game of the Week doubleheader. The hardwood rivalry between Leominster and Fitchburg, and Bradley Bedard for Leominster TV, bringing you the beautiful pictures. Brian Rodriguez swipes the inbound coast-to-coast take, high scrape off the glass, and it goes, and Leominster over the 70 mark at 71-46. 4:50 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Brian Rodriguez up to 13 on the night.
Back down floor, Zach Scott popped the 3, missed. Rebounding action there. Position there was Jomar Davila. He got fouled from behind by Derek Thomas. Oh, check it. Trey LeBlanc is who they said was in the area.
Well, that's good because I think that would have been 4 on Thomas. So Thomas might
it
have
would
caught
have
a break
been 4,
there.
yes.
My officials might have done him a favor.
Davila's shot goes there. First at the line. Davila's hit a couple of free throws tonight.
3 of 3.
So I had this game turn into a 25-point game.
Unreal.
Once again, I just look up there and it's
So 21-point differential after 3, though.
Yeah, slowly just built this lead.
That one will go as well. So perfect from the line tonight is Jomar Davila, who's come off the bench and gone perfect from the free throw stripe. Timeout taken by Coach Dan Ortiz and the Fitchburg Red Raiders. 4:43 to play in the fourth quarter. 71-48 the lead right now for Leominster here in the back half of our doubleheader. If you were joining us earlier tonight, you got to tune into a fantastic battle between Leominster and Fitchburg on the girls' side. A huge third quarter for the Leominster's Lady Blue Devils. Leads to a victory, 62-41, Leominster over Fitchburg. Big night tonight for a couple of Blue Devils out on the floor. Haley Monville had a great night, as did Giovanna Smith in some of their action tonight. Got a chance for everybody to touch the basketball wearing blue and white tonight, did Leominster, in a 61-41 win in the first of our co-featured main event here on the K-Zone. And then as we continue on to the second of our co-featured main event, the boys' action here. Leominster on top of Fitchburg, 71-48. Looking to complete the sweep tonight in advance of the next time these two schools will battle. In the reverse, games will be at the gym at Leominster High School. Monday night, President's Day, February the 18th. We'll have the games for you on Leominster TV. You're going to want to tune in for those. Back down floor. It's Paulino. About halfway through this fourth and final quarter and nursing a 71-48 lead. There's a pick for Devin De Leon. Devin De Leon let Paulino blow by and shorted the lay-in. Loose ball for Pierre-Louis to Paulino. Paulino, strong take, battling up there against Donovan De Leon. And the foul is called, and it'll send Paulino to the line to shoot 2.
Nice tricky dribble there. Paulino's got some very good ball handling skills. Quick dribble between the legs, and he has that excellent first step to get around the defender.
Donovan DeLeon picks up his second team 9th for the Red Raiders in the second half. Paulino with the first.
Yeah, can't get that one to go. You can join Travis Condon and Sherman Whitman weekday mornings for your K-Zone morning commute, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the best in local news, weather, traffic, talk, sports, and more to keep you informed at the start of your day. It's the K-Zone morning commute with Travis and Sherman, weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. here on the K-Zone, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM, streaming at WPKZstream.com.
Paulino hits the second, 1 of 2 from the line there. Fitchburg now back in transition in their offensive zone.
Into the corner. Zach Scott tried to go back up top for DeLeon. DeLeon, crossover dribble, drive, kick, corner. Sets up a 3 for Rivera Garcia. Won't go. Rebound Brian Rodriguez. Clipped heels with Donovan DeLeon going to the ground. It was a clean play. Both had leaped, and unfortunately their heels clicked, and they came down in a heap. The foul will get called against Donovan DeLeon, but it wasn't a malicious contact. Looked a lot worse than it really was.
But his third team 10th for the Red Raiders, so double bonus now.
He's shooting foul shots.
Rest of the way.
Rest of the way. Yeah, that was not, it looked a lot worse than it was, but a little rebound in action, that's all.
Rodriguez misses the first of a guaranteed 2. Replays of this will be available on Leominster TV in the very near future. You can join Comcast, Verizon for your cable replays at Leominster TV on YouTube and Leominster.tv online for your video on demand. So many ways to participate. You can see this one anytime you want. Traveling violation called against the Red Raiders, and the ball back to Leominster.
I'm just happy this didn't end up being a 1-point game.
Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing the last couple of minutes, Kate. Blue Devils did a nice job of taking that whole little controversy right out of the equation.
If you're just joining us in the first half of action, there was a long stoppage of play and a debate over whether Leominster had 32 points or 31 points. Was a basket a 2 or a 3? Came later in the second half, in that early part of the third quarter, and nonetheless it created this slush point or 2 that may be floating around out there, and Leominster right now with a convincing lead has taken that out of the equation at 74-48. 3:10 to play here in the fourth quarter.
26, this might be the biggest lead of the night.
It certainly is.
Pierre-Louis, up top, Brian Rodriguez.
Now it is.
Fading away, banks in the 3.
Laughing about that one, and he can, looking over at the fan section for the Blue Devils. That's what happens when things are going right. They go really right.
And a timeout taken by Coach Dan Ortiz and the Red Raiders.
Oh, he doesn't look happy about that, though. Chewing on that official a little bit.
He doesn't look particularly happy.
He took the timeout.
He did, and he
so
wanted
he
it,
could
and
say
he got
something
it.
to him.
So they had a discussion.
Sometimes you just need to chew on somebody.
Hey, and the one in the stripes always ends up being nearest.
Zebra meat.
And that may be in excess of timeouts.
Timeout number 6. Is that a technical?
So a conversation is on the
That's
floor.
timeout number 6.
If they have taken more timeouts than they are allotted, they'll give them the timeout, and then it's a technical foul.
Oh boy.
Leominster will get 2 technical lay-ins.
Somebody just hit that shot
I
from
saw
the fans.
that right out of the stands.
I don't know if that was Bradley. No, Bradley's leaning over the top trying to figure out what he
was
just saw.
awesome.
I think it's the kid in the back
That was
row up
amazing.
there.
Yeah,
Nothing but bag.
It was a water bottle with maybe just a drop left. It had a high arc, and it hit a rolling trash barrel right behind the Fitchburg bench. Sign him up.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're going to
He's
get a
got a smile
technical
on
foul.
his face. So I found the guy who hit it.
Yeah. Black
Bench was
shorts.
spot on here.
Yeah.
Too many timeouts by the Red Raiders. Going to have a technical foul here.
Yes, indeed. So Jeremiah Paulino was the
Makes
man
it
on the
pay.
floor, selected to shoot the technical free throws.
Two-shot technical.
That would explain why Dan Ortiz looked so frustrated. He asked for a timeout, not realizing that he didn't have any timeouts left. Once they blow the whistle and grant it, well, you get the timeout, plus the technical foul to the bench, and you
Blue
give
Devils.
up 2 shots and the free throws, and Paulino hits them both. Plus they get the basketball.
And they have the ball. 31-point lead all of a sudden.
79-48, 2:52 to play in the fourth quarter.
Big 23-point explosion here.
Big shift in personnel for the Blue Devils right now. Same with
Starters
the
off
Red
the floor,
Raiders.
lots of hugs and appreciation for the hard work of their teammates over on the near bench as Coach Kevin Grudgefield will clear the bench. First touch for Agun Kiunga. takes the jumper from about halfway down the paint. Shot won't go off the front rim, and here we go the other way. Donovan DeLeon pushed it up floor, found Jaden Perez. The scoop, Jaden Perez, corner three from the right side. Won't go, rebound tip. Here's Kionga with the rebound. He got picked from behind by Gabe Rivera-Garcia, who will turn the action back the other way from right to left. And there's Kionga, clipped heels with Rivera-Garcia. They just ran over each other. Sometimes you're playing so fast up and down the floor, you can't even tell where the other bodies are.
That was a good look that he didn't take.
Alderando through DeLeon into the corner, Scott. Some crisp passes here. Alderando goes down the left side of the lane, ends up back straight away. Rivera-Garcia, three won't fall. And the ball down for Kionga. Under 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 79-48, the lead is in favor of Leominster. They were looking for an entry pass for Cora Huetas. It got tipped, and now Donovan DeLeon feeds it up floor. A little stop, pop, jumper for Jaden Perez, won't go. Rebound for Liam Conacher. Conacher finds it up floor. Kionga lost the handle, and there was a foul called there against Luis Alderando.
Ooh, I think he got bailed out there on a travel, but going to get a couple of foul shots out of this.
All right.
And
Alderando picks up his second team,
team over the limit.
Yes,
Team
Team
11.
a lot.
Team
Team a lot.
limit. They have exhausted their allotment. Kionga at the line on the score sheet now
And the
with a free
bench
throw.
goes crazy.
As Leominster crosses into 80 points. Conacher's got the rebound. He was stripped from behind. Throws it outlet, down floor. Jack Scott runs it down, lays it in. 30-point lead even, 80-50. Leominster on top of Fitchburg. Here's Michael Rodriguez, a three in the right corner, and he finds the bottom of the net and make it 83-50, a 33-point Leominster lead.
Everybody getting on the stat sheet.
And there's a pick coming right back down floor. Eduardo Flores Ramirez popped it up, hit the side of the basket support. That won't go, and Donovan DeLeon's got the rebound.
Under a minute to play.
Celebrations begin in the student section for Leominster. Administrations, respectively, shake hands in celebration. These two teams will meet again February the 18th. One might want to remember, regardless of which side you're on, to remember you've been here before. You've also been on the other side of it, and you'll see each other again on Monday night, February the 18th. I always hate that. I hate that, regardless of which way it goes, just over-celebrating. This rivalry dates back hundreds of years in both basketball and football.
But it's all about the moment for these kids right here, and they have every reason to celebrate this win tonight.
Indeed they do. A convincing one on their way. Final 10 ticks. Down the floor comes Rivera-Garcia. They'll get it to fall. No, there was a foul on the play.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I say that, Todd, is the Blue Devils started out 4-1.
Indeed.
Ran into a huge bump in the road, lost 4 in a row. Coming off a big win against Shepherd Hill last Friday and get this back-to-back, scoring 84, now coming back with 83. So I think it's a turning point, I think, for the Blue Devils right now. At least they can look at it like that at the midpoint of the season. This 6th win, I think tonight's a great win all around.
Rivera-Garcia gets that one to go with 9.5 seconds to play. Push Fitchburg to 51. That one won't fall. Cora Huetas has a rebound, and Leominster will dribble it out. Fitchburg with token pressure. There was a giveaway. Leominster's going to get it across the timeline. Conacher gave it away, and thankfully, that didn't matter down the stretch. Final score here from the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse in Fitchburg. Leominster 83 and Fitchburg 51. The Blue Devils, with the victory in both the boys and girls matchup, sweep the first season doubleheader meeting between these two arch rivals.
Yeah, and convincingly too. You know, a 20-point win for the girls, a 30-point win for the boys, and just a great offensive display by both teams tonight. Rounding into shape, I think, at mid-season here, which is a great indication that the second half of the season is going to bode well. Boys need 4 more wins. Girls are halfway to their mark of 10 now, too. So second half of the season should be very exciting.
We talked about the differential in the girls' team, scoring 22 over their season average in their victory. The Blue Devils boys' season average, points scored 64. They score 83 tonight. If my math's any good, Bill Thomas, that's a 29-point over season average for tonight. It speaks to the type of offense they put together.
Yeah, and not only offensively, but look on the defensive side too. Usually when you score a lot of points, you're giving up a lot of possessions. And defensively, the Blue Devils have been giving up 61 plus. Fitchburg came in scoring 51-3. Leominster held them right to their number, 51 tonight. And when you can make baskets the way they were and make their foul shots the way the Blue Devils were tonight, you're going to end up with a score in the 70s or 80 plus, and you're going to win those games every time.
Thank our great sponsors of the K-Zone Game of the Week, Woodcomb Insurance, Bolton Orchards, Rhino Linings, and New England Undercoat of Leominster. Leominster head coach Kevin Grudgefield will join us courtside here momentarily on the K-Zone. Kate will have her final stat recap for us, both on WPKZ and also on Leominster TV, as Bill Thomas heads down to coordinate that interview for us here. What we can tell you again, the next Game of the Week coverage comes your way Thursday night here on the K-Zone. It's St. Bernard's and Notre Dame Academy girls basketball action here on the K-Zone. 6:30 is the tip-off, 6:15 the countdown to tip-off here on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM. Coach Kevin Grudgefield comes down this way and will join us live here on the K-Zone in mere moments as we sit at our courtside broadcast position. Our post-game interview with Coach Kevin Grudgefield brought to you by Leominster Monument. Leominster Monument in Lunenburg, locally owned with on-site quality craftsmanship for over 40 years. Memories are forever at Leominster Monument Company, online at leominstermonument.com. And we welcome in Leominster High School's head coach, Kevin Grudgefield. Coach, 83-51, a victory tonight. You scored 29 points over your season average. Good night offensively. You got up early in a back-and-forth first half and then just added to it from there.
Yeah, it's Fitchburg Leominster. Our kids really get sky high for this game. We played really well against Shepherd Hill. And I was hoping that it was going to translate into this game, and it did tonight. I felt like we got some great leadership from Javinsky. Our seniors really stepped up. We hit some big shots when we needed it, so I'm very pleased.
When you come on the road into this kind of an environment, and of course it was a fantastic night tonight. Both student sections were huge. You had great community support from beyond both schools. You can't miss that kind of a crowd was here, and the energy that both teams played. You got the start that was kind of in question because you have a game in front of you,
right.
And the team was here. They sat together. They watched the girls' game, supported them, and they came out, and it was a team victory.
It really was, and even the guys that didn't get in and play a lot were very supportive. They were very positive. We decided that we were going to play the kind of defense that good teams play, and we did that tonight. We held them, to some pretty tough shots that they made, and it was just a great effort.
As you kind of look at the development your team has had, and we talked about it about a week ago now, this will put you to 6-5 overall. You're more than halfway there. We know what the ultimate first goal for this program is. Win half your games, qualify for the playoffs. It's a really good start beating a quality opponent from crosstown.
Yep, absolutely. And we have a couple of games ahead of us that I think that we're going to be very competitive in. I feel like we're moving in the right direction. And you're right, we've had a couple of down years. We're rebuilding. The feeder program is coming on strong. We have a good group coming in. The seniors have been through some tough times, and now they're starting to get a little bit of reward from all their hard work. So it's nice to see that.
Coach, we have never actually talked about this, but of course you're very familiar with Doug Grudgefield and the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse.
Have you met?
Here in Fitchburg. Talk about coming into a building like this, a place in a community where, of course, you spent a lot of time as well.
Yeah, I didn't go to school here. My folks divorced when I was young, but I spent a great part of my life here, and I spent a lot of time in the old Fitchburg High.
Yes.
And
we talked about it tonight. It felt like the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse,
it was warm.
the original brick house.
Yeah,
it was
it's
warm
about 106 degrees right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I feel like Dad is looking down, and he definitely would be rooting for Fitchburg, but because I'm the coach of Leominster, he probably will accept this one. So
Conflicted.
but it's definitely special. And I walk up every time I come. I walk up to the Hall of Fame upstairs, and I look through his pictures and all the old plaques. And you know, it's stressful to come in here, but it's also so rewarding when you get a win.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and you got one tonight.
Yep.
83-51, Coach. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay,
You're on the
thank you.
K-Zone and Leominster TV. We'll see you in the coming weeks.
All right, thank you.
Keep
guys.
hydrating for us, okay?
I
We got a
was
little
gonna say,
worried about you.
Little hammy there.
A little worried about you over there.
Something popped in the knee, but I'll
was
be
a
okay.
grimace.
You made it look good.
It was
you
a
just
grimace.
you kept
No
moving right along.
pain, no
No
gain.
gain. Thank you, Coach.
A quick
All right,
break,
thanks.
and Katie's back with final stats. You're listening to the K-Zone Game of the Week here on WPKZ. Back courtside to the Doug Grudgefield Fieldhouse in Fitchburg, alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Todd Robbins for WPKZ. DJ Derek Drown back at Master Control, pushing the buttons and making the magic happen. Bradley Bedard, our executive producer for Leominster TV, with us as well. Remember, on Sunday, February 23rd, it's Super Bowl 53 here on the K-Zone as the Patriots take on the LA Rams, looking for a record 6th championship. We've got all the action as part of the Westwood One Radio Network, beginning with a 6:30 pregame and then a 6:30 kickoff of Super Bowl 53 on your home for Super Bowl 53, the K-Zone AM 1280 and 105.3 FM.
Let's bring this one in for a landing.
Indeed we shall. We can see the field. DJ Derek Drown says we're clear for landing. And so
I've got the ball.
And you've got the ball. You call the ball. Kate brings us our post-game stats, and they are brought to you by our fantastic Game of the Week sponsors, Leominster Crossings, ROI Office Furniture and Systems, Leominster Monument, and Northeast Insurance Agent, supporting ClearPath, New England's Community Center at Devens.
All right, let's take a look at team totals first for the Fitchburg Red Raiders. Again, a 32-point differential in this one. As a team, 20 rebounds, 4 steals, 14 turnovers. They shot 19 of 40 from the field. That's 48%. 6 of 16 from behind the three-point arc, and they were 7 of 9 from the charity stripe. That's 78%. Individual notables for the Red Raiders: Beltry ends the night with 8. Devin De Leon ends the night with 11. Alderando ends the night with 5. Jimenez ends the night with 4. Rivera Garcia ends the night with 2. Rivera ends the night with 4. Perez ends the night with 11. Scott ends the night with 2. And Davila ends the night with 4. For the Blue Devils, 27 of 56 from the field as a team, 8 of 20 from behind the three-point arc, so they shot 40% from three-point range as a team. 38 rebounds, 5 steals, 14 turnovers. They were 11 of 19 from behind the charity stripe. That's 58%. Individual notables here, we've got quite a few people in double digits tonight for the Blue Devils. Thomas ends the night with 16. Kianga with 1. Brian Rodriguez with 16. Trey LeBlanc with 10, Perez with 7, Paulino with 5, Rodriguez with 3, Pierre-Louis with 22, and Corajuetas with 2. So again, 83-51, Blue Devils victorious here in the Doug Grutchfield Fieldhouse. Leominster victorious over Fitchburg in both the boys and the girls games tonight. A sweep for those in blue. Todd?
As we welcome back Bill Thomas to our broadcast position. Kate, great job tonight. Bill, I'll give you the first chance at a final word here. You get your first look at the boys' team tonight, second look at the girls' team. 2 convincing victories tonight, and 2 programs that have beaten Fitchburg in years past. But these feel better. They feel cleaner. They feel more mechanically sound. They feel like there has been some growth in both programs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Todd. And you know, I like I love the energy that I saw tonight out of the Blue Devils, boys and girls. You know, when I got to see them a couple weeks ago, it wasn't a very good game. They lost by 20, I believe it was to Shrewsbury that night. But rounding into form when you would hope, mid-season. But the energy that the boys showed tonight and the way they spread the offense around, you know, Pierre-Louis dominated that first half, but kind of a quiet second half. His presence was being felt defensively, made a couple of shots, but I think he felt that he needed to get the rest of the team involved. They were doing a lot of collapsing on him, and I don't think the way to go would have been to keep trying to force it through him. And we saw them build an 8-point lead into a 30-point at the end, but got it to 20 and kept it right around there. And I think it was because of that good, solid, team-oriented basketball and not just concentrate on one offensive player.
And it has certainly continued to see them, as you said, round into form. And the growth continues and continues and continues. And we look forward to see that coming in the weeks to come across Leominster TV and also WPKZ. Co-featured doubleheader game of the week here on the K-Zone tonight began on your drive home, and we promised we'd take you all the way to snack time tonight at now 8:15 here on the K-Zone, almost 20 after 8. 62-41, Leominster wins the girls game number 1, and then 83-51, Leominster wins the boys game in game number 2. Fantastic action tonight. For those of you that have been joining us on Leominster TV, we say thank you so very much for joining us, and for those of you that have been joining us on the K-Zone tonight, I want to thank DJ Derek Drown, for Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. I am Todd Robbins. Until next time, we say thank you so very much, and so long, everybody.